Morning, all. Welcome to our March 20th, 2025 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division. If there's anyone who wishes to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. For those of you who are in line, you could just raise your hand. You must be sworn in to speak at today's proceedings. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings? Thank you. You all may be seated. Also, at this time, please silence all of your devices. If you have to speak or make a phone call or anything like that, well, not speak, but talk to someone that's here, please go out in the hallway and do so, because the microphones pick up everything here and it gets really loud, and the special magistrate, city attorney, and all of us up here, we can't hear when you do that. Our first case is on page 22, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 3343 Northeast 40th Street, owner Christopher T. Chen, case number BE 2403-0006. This case was first heard on 7/18/24 to comply by 9/19/24. Fines suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines, $3,000. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,228.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Yes, please.
Christopher Chen.
Okay.
Good morning, Inspector Saragusti on behalf of the city presenting the case as read. This case is complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
He's going to let you speak. He wants you to present.
The case is complied.
Basically,
Okay.
the city is seeking administrative costs. You're in compliance. There was $3,000 in fines. The city is seeking $1,228 in administrative costs.
Everything was completed within the time frame required to see
Perfect.
on the dock. So
Yes, for that is complied.
okay. So
Well, you had $3,000 in fines, right?
Yes, but
in your
we-
zero, right? You're not asking for the fines, so you had accumulated $3,000 in fines. The city is waiving those. They're not seeking the fines. All they want is administrative costs of $1,228.
oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So that's all.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. All right. Then
Thank
so,
you.
so
Do I
ordered
pay that
then.
here or do I?
You're going to get an order, and then you can pay it. I guess they can explain to you how to go about paying it. All
Thank
right,
you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 3. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, property address 105 North Federal Highway, owner JCHS 105 Property LLC, case number BE 241-00193. Notice posted at the property on 1/31/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Good morning. Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. This property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 111.1.1 for use and occupancy. The required certificate of occupancy related to change of use permit BLD-CU-24050793 has not been issued yet. The building is currently being occupied. The case was opened on October 30, 2024. Inspection report mailed to the property owner on 10/31/2024. Final notice mailed 12/23/2024. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 56 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Also, city is requesting a mandatory reappearance in 56 days and for the final order to be recorded. The owner's representative counsel is here to speak as well.
Good morning. Hello. My name is Sam Epstein. I'm here on behalf of the property owner. I've spoken to Inspector Alvarez and just would like to kind of better explain my client's position here. We've been granted now 6 TCOs to operate as a school in the subject property. Our only ask is for actually a 90-day extension. The school year ends the second week of June, so we're just hoping to carry forward to that time period so not to affect the students in the school. With that being said, we have a civil engineer who is actively working to address all comments. Most of the comments provided by staff are actually very minimal. There's simply consistency between prior submittals and the instant submittal of question. So again, with complete respect, we're seeking 90 days as opposed to the 56 days Inspector Alvarez recommended, but we are happy with anything and just happy to be here.
Your Honor, the reason we requested 56 days is to allow the opportunity for them to come back and provide an additional update in 56 days. The TCO is related to a different permit, different occupancy, not for this particular change of use permit to turn it into education. So at this time, we don't have the required CO for this specific occupancy. 56-day extension, which, by the way, that CO you're mentioning will be expired. It's going to expire sometime next month or so.
Yes, April 27th.
So 56 days, it will give you the opportunity to come back and make another request.
Okay, so I'm going to grant the city's request. You're going to come back anyway. So in order to reappear, obviously, if you're going to run into some more issues, we'll give you time as long as we see you working towards getting, working towards requirements to get your certification. So it'll be May 15th, order to reappear, and a compliance date or $50 a day fine. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time.
You're
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19. Chief Leonardo Martinez, property address 2100
It always is.
North Ocean Boulevard. Owner Palms 2100 Master Association, Inc. Case number BE 2408-0016. Notice posted at the property on 13125. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 3625.
Good morning. Chief Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extensions for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter. I'm going to allow the representative to speak.
Good morning, Attorney Jeremy Amster with Haber Law.
Your mic's not, yeah, there you go.
Sorry. Good morning, Jeremy Appisurf on behalf of the association. I'm with Haber Law. We've talked with the chief. We're fine with the 180 days. We're well on the way of doing the extra work that's needed.
All right, so ordered then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 32. Also, Chief Martinez, property address 1935 Southwest 5th Place, 1-8. Owner, Liad Investments, LLC. Case number BE 2309-0233. This case was first heard on 4/18/24 to comply by 5/30/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $11,000, which continues to accrue.
Chief Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The case is not in compliance. I'm going to allow the representative to speak.
Good morning. My name is Gil Levi. For this morning, the case is compliant. I have the letter from the engineer. The first engineer gave me a very big job to do, and it's taken me a while to finish. And that's it. I finished everything. I closed everything that's been asked.
Okay, well, the city's seeking $11,000, and for the fines to continue until you're in compliance, so you actually need to get a compliance, affidavit of compliance, and then I guess you can request amnesty through the city.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So what does that mean? I want to understand.
So the city has a program where you can request that your fine be reduced to 10% of the $11,000.
But I want to ask a question.
Sure.
The engineer come and give me a job that I never can comply in a matter of 6 months. I try to do my best, but he give me big violations that I need to handle with the electrician, with the engineer, with the structural people, with painters, and it's never can be done in that time. So you guys give me a big job to do that I never can accomplish.
So you were supposed to ask for additional time to comply.
We ask, but you guys don't want to give us. I ask for more time.
Your Honor, in order for us to grant an extension, it needs to be an issue permit Okay, it has to be requested by the engineer of record, and we haven't received none of that. So
I have all the documents, and we submit the permits, and I have as well electrical payment that I'm done. As far as today, I have the letter from the engineer that everything complied.
That's not what he's saying. He says that you needed to ask that there had to be a request for additional time to comply from the
engineer of record.
from the engineer of record. That was never done.
Of course, I did everything, but it's taking time. The engineer need to go. It's 8 units. They need to go to unit by unit. It's taking time.
They don't have any record of your
course.
engineer requesting additional time to comply.
We don't support any extension, Your Honor.
The engineer
This is not to discuss the case. This is to impose fines because, I mean, they haven't provided us with a revised report. And we don't have any letter from an engineer.
I need you to get in compliance. I know that you're telling me you're in compliance. So if you're in compliance, then they need to come out. They need to reinspect. The engineer's report has to be accepted. And then you can apply for amnesty so that a number will be reduced.
Okay, I want to say one more thing, please, because I want you to be aware of what's going on.
Okay.
And as well, I'm talking from the bottom of my heart. This guy, the engineer that I hired, he did for me a job. He gave me 6 months. You know why he don't give me an extension? Because in the end of the 6 months, he want me to pay again the same amount of money for the same engineering job. And if I finish in that 6 months, he's supposed to close the case without me paying any fees. Because the guy want me not to finish the job. He have an interest. He want to get more money. And that's my problem. And I was stuck.
I mean, unfortunately,
But I did my electrical permit. I fixed all the problems that I have. As far as today, I have a letter from the engineer that the job is complied. Why I need to get such a big fine if I did all the job? That's the only thing I'm asking.
you had a compliance date. You didn't meet the compliance date. So there's a protocol here that the engineer had to ask for additional time to comply. If it wasn't requested,
But I'm just explaining.
but that's your relationship with has nothing to do with the city. That's your relationship with your engineer. So if that engineer, you don't like.
But we try as a person to ask for extension. The engineer not cooperate with me. He not answer the phones.
Then
he
you have to get
disappear.
another engineer. I mean, the city
Yeah,
has.
but it's easy to say, but I pay him so much money, and to hire another engineer, it's a problem.
But then you run into this problem. I mean, this is the way it runs here. If you don't have an engineer requesting an extension, that's the only way to get an extension. There's nothing the city does.
Okay, I'm going to say something, the last things. I feel, as a person that come and do all the obligation that you guys ask to do, it's take me a little bit more time. The property was in a good shape to live. I don't need to get such a big a fine. And I think you guys need to reconsider it. That's not fair. I did all the job, and I have now the engineer letter that I complied my violation. It's not that I ignore. I come to face something that I'm not doing on my regular basis, and I don't know exactly how to do. And maybe I did some mistakes on the way, but that's a very big fine. That's not fair.
I'm not saying that it's not a big fine, but the city has an amnesty program that will allow you to have it reduced by 90%. And so if I reduce it, by the way, you're not going to have the opportunity to go to amnesty. They will give you a much bigger reduction than I would. If I reduce it, you're going to be stuck with a lot higher number. So I'm trying to give you the benefit of telling you, don't let me do it, let them do it. They're going to give you 90%. I'm not going to give you 90%. So right now, I can't even make a reduction because you're not in compliance. So mitigation does not apply to when you're compliant. You're not even in compliance. You're telling me you're compliance, but they don't have compliance.
I have the evidence in my phone.
It hasn't been submitted and hasn't been approved by the city, so you're still not in compliance.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to grant the city's request because it's going to benefit you in the long run because then you can apply for
Thank you, I
amnesty.
appreciate it. But this is just a case that you guys need to understand that we're dealing with people, and people say something and they know there sometime. That's it. Thank you. I did my job.
No,
I have all the evidence.
all right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 8. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti. Property address 625 Coral Way. Owner Thomas A. Valerio. Case number BE 2408-0262. Notice posted at the property on 12825. Posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard, 3625.
This one? Okay.
Can you repeat the address?
Please.
625 Coral Way. It's on page 8.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.3.2.1 for expired permitted. The case was opened in August 21st, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on October 22nd, 2024. Final notice was mailed on October 22nd, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed on December 4th, 2024. The permit at this time remains expired. We've been in contact with the runner of this case, and we're asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists to grant the property owner 180 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
190 days?
Sorry?
119 days?
119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent speak.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I spoke to Inspector Saragusti a couple of weeks ago. He explained in detail what was the issue, but then it's an expired permit. We contacted the original contractor. He retired, and then the person he hired, subcontractor, put a lien on the house, and now we're dealing with a lien with an expired permit of someone who doesn't work in the field anymore, and all we're asking is just for an extension to fix this up. You know, we're going to get a new contractor, and we're going to try to see what to do with the lien.
So the city's seeking 119 days for compliance. Is that enough time?
119? Oh, perfect.
Yes.
I was going to ask him 90. Yeah, 119 is perfect.
Okay, obviously if you run into a problem, ask for additional time, stay in touch with the inspector, but it sounds like you have a lot of hurdles to get over.
Yes, yes.
All right, good luck to
So
you.
119 days.
Right, or
Yes.
a fine of $50 a day, but it's 119 days, which would be July 17th.
July 17th. Thank you very much. Thank
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Our next case is on page 32. Chief Leonardo Martinez, property address 3051 Northeast 48th Street. Case number BE 2107-0128. Owner Ridgeview Towers, Inc. This case was first heard on 11/18/21 to comply by 12/30/21. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $37,800. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,275.
Chief Leonardo Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The case is in compliance. I'm going to allow the representative to speak.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Kristen.
It's not on.
Good morning. I'm Kristen Foreman, Biller Reinhardt Engineering Group. I'm the engineer of record, structural engineer of record for Ridgeview Towers. We're hoping for this finding today and would very much like to pay the administrative fees.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can leave it. That's fine.
Our next case is on page 34. Senior Inspector Alexander Alvarez, property address 3051 Northeast 47th Court. Owner Wayne House Association, Inc. Case number BE 2308-0031. This case was first heard on 11/21/24 to comply by 1/16/25. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. This case was ordered to reappear.
Alexander Labores, Building Inspector for the city, updating you on case number and address is read. The property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-280C regarding the deterioration of porches, balcony, including but not limited to steel columns in disrepair. Initially, there were two issues at this property. Only one issue is pending. The violation remains, and the Association Council is here to provide an update.
Good morning. My name is Paul Milberg. I'm Association Counsel for Wayne House. We're progressing. We've taken multiple bids. Just very, very brief backdrop. It's a 30-unit condominium, not a tower on Galt Mile. This project's going to be close to $3 million. They just had a $400,000 assessment for their roof. as you can imagine, it's extremely tumultuous times there. The board's kind of under fire trying to reduce costs and things of that nature, so they've gone through multiple bids. Something just came up now with their, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Albustars, but now they're going to have to possibly replace those up to code, so that there's been a lot of problems they've encountered, but they're moving at a decent clip. I've spoken with Inspector Alboris, and he was going to recommend a 60-day extension, and thereafter, presuming they get a permit, a $180-day extension, which we're fine with. I think we can, get a permit in within those 60 days. They're expecting to retain the contract. There are engineers overseeing it, but hopefully by the end of this month, then we can get moving.
City supports a 56-day extension.
So we do an order to reappear.
I'm sorry.
In order to reappear to provide an update.
Okay, so let's do an extension for 56 days, which is May 15th, and an order to reappear, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Property address 1736 Southeast 13th Street, case number BE 241-00039. Owner, Chadwick Robert Moss. Robert Chadwick Moss. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Good morning. Building Inspector Andrew Gebbia, presenting case for the city, presenting case and address is read. These are expired permits related to this property as stated in today's agenda. This case is not complied. The permit MEC-GEN 2501-0093 has not had their inspections and the permits are still expired. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or $100 a day thereafter. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Good morning. My name is Ryder Gans, and I work for Tripp Scott. We represent the property owner, Mr. Chadwick Moss. We agree with Inspector Gebbia.
Okay. Then so ordered. I'll give you the 119 days or $100 a day.
Thank you very much.
Should be July 17th. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Do you want an order to reappear or no? No. Okay.
Our next case is on page 4. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris. Property address 1617 Northeast 18th Ave. Case number BE 2408-0368. Owner, Michael E. Weiss, Michael A. Bennett. Notice posted at the property on 13125, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625. 1617 Northeast 18th Avenue? Okay, I guess they left. Moving on to page 14, Senior Inspector Preston Mark, 2600 East Marina Bay Drive. Okay. Property, oh, that's the property address. Owner, Falls at Marina Bay LP, case number BE 2501-0046. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Professor Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1. The building was illegally altered, and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits, which include the repair of trusses at the storage garage units at the rear of the building. The case was opened January 7, 2025. Inspection report mailed January 9, 2025, and special magistrate notice mailed January 30th, 2025. I visited this property and met with building inspector Emilio, who had a roof inspection. He observed that the trusses in unit 11 and 12 of the garage building was repaired without a permit. I thereafter spoke with Michael, the project manager, who explained that The roofer noticed that the trusses needed repair, and while completing the roofing work, he went beyond the scope of his work and repaired it. The records show that there's no structural permits pulled for this work. I also spoke with the property manager, Jennifer Salas, who was informed of the violation, and we also requested an engineer to submit a report to the city to confirm that the building was safe. We have had several follow-up discussions with the property manager and the contractor, and to date, the permit has still not been issued. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter. The respondent is here to speak.
Good morning. Oh, it's already on. It's on.
Okay, as long as the permit comes in, we can take care of it in 119 days.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the permit. We've already got the engineering done. Everything's done.
Okay. Then I'm going to grant the city's request for
Can
the.
you state your name for the record?
Jonathan Taylor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good luck.
Our next case is on page 9. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti. Property address 3041 Northeast 49th Street. Owner BPL LLC. Case number BE24080060. Notice posted at the property on 13125. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, for work without permit. Complete apartment remodeling, including structural and mechanical, electrical and plumbing, windows and doors removed, and concrete block installed. The case was opened on August 6, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on August 7, 2024. Final notice was mailed on September 10, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed on December 4, 2024. There are permits in process, and we've been in contact with the certified general contractor. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists to grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent to speak.
Oh, you just turned it off. It's okay.
I thought it was Miguel Bello representing the owners, and we appreciate the inspector and the city understanding and accept the terms
Okay.
that
So
he's
ordered
granting.
then.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 20. My apologies. Chief Martinez. Property address 4800 Bayview Drive. Owner Coral Towers Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE24070106. Notice posted at the property on 13125. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625. Yes.
Chief Martinez, representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter. I'm going to allow the respondent to speak.
Thank you. My name is Joe Lamonaco. I'm the president of the association. So basically, this is our consultant who's an engineer who would present that we've had so many inconsistencies in all of these different reports, and that we're not trying to not submit the report. It's just that we can't submit a report that is incorrect. So we do appreciate the 42 days, but it's a daunting task for us, and without going into the reasons why, is there any way we could ask for more time?
So how much time do you need?
I mean, what wouldn't be reasonable? Maybe 90 days?
Your Honor, it has been plenty time. They have an internal issue with the engineer of record. The problem is that the roof, the engineer of record says that it maybe has 4 more years of life, but that's not for us to determine that, okay? And the engineer of record, what he's pointing is that if the roof has 4 more years, that doesn't fall to the other inspection, which is going to be the other building certification inspection, which is going to be within 10 years. So the engineer of record doesn't want to approve it that you know, for them to get no repairs required when that's the situation. So we are very tight on this program. We are regulated by BORA. You guys have 180 days or more than 180 days since we notify you guys about that you have to provide us with this report. So at this point, Your Honor, the city is just supporting the extension of 42 days for them to provide us with a report, or $100 per day thereafter.
I'm going to do 56 days in order to reappear. Okay, I'm listening to what the city wants, and I'm listening to you, so I'm just going to give you a little more time, but you really need to figure this out. It's an internal matter. And I'm going to have you reappear, and hopefully when you come back on May 15th, it'll be resolved.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. All right, goodbye.
Our next case is on page 34. Senior Inspector Alexander Abores. Property address 3250 Northeast 28th Street. Owner, Les Circle by the Beach Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE2306. 0035. This case was first heard on 1/16/25 to comply by 3/20/25. One section not complied at $50.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, updating you on case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-280B, building parts not maintained, which are deteriorating. Pool equipment room is in disrepair, including but not limited to concrete spalling, electrical, and swing metal door frame. The case was opened June 7, 2023. Inspection report mailed to the property owner June 7, 2023. Final notice July 13, 2023. At this time, the violation remains and no permit application has been submitted. The association,
Yes.
it's here to provide an update.
Yeah, our engineer record.
Please state your name.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Wendy Darling, property manager. So we have the permit applications. There's several, and there was a delay because the attorney had to amend the contract. And then I guess the permits were submitted yesterday, and there's a glitch that their certificate of insurance expired. And they've updated that and sent it to Linda. And the contractor emailed Alexander this morning stating that they're just waiting for that insurance to update, and then the permits will start going through the system.
So what is the city seeking?
What are you requesting?
The 160 or the 180-day extension.
We cannot support a 180-day extension. We don't even have a permit application on file yet. Is there a more reasonable request?
So my understanding is the permit application should be updated in the next 48 hours. That's all the documents are with the city. They're just waiting for that one document to update. And then we're going to start the project. So we just need the permits approved once he submits, once that insurance is updated. And then we're going to start breaking ground.
So why don't we do 28 days with an order to reappear, then we can grant the 180 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And what's the,
I'm sorry?
I was doing 28 days with an order to reappear so that at that point we can grant the 180 days once you have the permit. What's the daily fine you're seeking? Oh, $50.
I believe it was 50.
That's right. Okay, so let's do a grant the extension for April 17th, which is a 28 days with an order to reappear. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next Our next case is also on page 34. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 3401 Southwest 16th Street, case number BE 2407-0169. Owner Liza M. Del Castillo and Lucas Nieto. This case was first heard on 1/16/25 to comply by 3/20/25. One section not complied at 50.
Morning.
Good morning. Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. This case has not complied. I will let the respondent speak.
Hey, good morning.
Please state your name for the record.
Lucas Nieto. So we submitted the permits, and for some reason it's being put under an accessory, but it needs to go under awning, and Andrew has been helping us figure that out. So it seems that now we have a path to move forward. The confusion that we have still is how to handle the payments we have already made with the existing permit. And also, I want to comment, Andrew, every time I call you, you always answer, so thank you for that. And last time that I was here, I asked that any future letters were sent with certified mail, and it has been the case, so thank you for listening. I don't know if it was because of me, but thank you for making that change.
So you had a compliance date on March 20th. How much time do you need to get into compliance?
I don't know because the permit still hasn't been approved. Right now it's getting rejected because it's under a different category, and when they use that code, so
So what's the city recommending?
We were recommending 56 days in a reappearance.
Okay, well, let's do it. All right, I'll grant the extension for May 15th then, in order to reappear.
Okay. And I don't know who can help with this, but in the future, when we're trying to reach out to other departments, what's the process for getting answers? You know, I let Andrew know that it is difficult to get answers, even phone or email. And the other gentleman that was here mentioned the same thing, that they don't answer the phone. So how can we figure out a way to get people to respond? And I don't mean you, because you always respond. So is there any way to escalate to other? Because I imagine it's not your department, right? So
no.
So
Is it regarding permits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you, Joe, can you reach out to Permit Solutions? Oh, yeah. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Yes, he could reach out to me, and we'll connect with Permit Solutions to guide him through the process.
May I have a business card?
Sure.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. All right. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 23, also Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 613 Riverside Drive, owner Jennifer M. Murray, case number BE 2403-0020. This case was first heard on 6/20/24 to comply by 9/19/24. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines, $5,200. City is requesting to reduce to administrative cost of $754.
Good morning. Building Inspector Andrew Gebbia for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case and address is read. This case has complied, and I will let the respondent speak.
Okay.
We had the exact same problem as the guy and lady just left. We turned in all of our paperwork, and the officers wasn't speaking to each other, so we used to have to go down to the department 2-3 times a week, and it wasn't until we went over and spoke to landscaping and to the fence and all that. They was like, oh, yes, it's the code says from this date on out. Now you got to do this as well. So we had to go and speak to Project Solutions as well. And so once we did that, we had everything turned in by that 90 days, but we had to wait for the permit to be issued so we could pay for it and actually have it. And we want to start working before we had that permit in the window so we could find it again.
Okay, so the city, they don't want your fines, they're just seeking administrative costs. So your fines total $5,200. The city is zero, they're not seeking those. They want administrative costs of $754.
And so how do we go about taking care of that so we don't end up with debt? Like where we pay it to?
Oh, you'll get an order. I'm just asking if you're in agreement with that or not. The city they're waiving the fines and they're just seeking administrative costs.
Yes, please and thank you.
You're in agreement with that. Okay, then so ordered. You'll get an order in the mail, and I'll tell you how to go about paying it then.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Sir, can you just state your name for the record, please?
Charles Murray Jr.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Our next case is on page 25. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 808 Southwest 26th Street. Is there a respondent here for this address? 808 Southwest 26th Street? It's okay. Case number BE 231-20078. Owner Kyle and Tracy Huff. Sorry. This case was first heard on 6/20/24 to comply by 8/22/24. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $7,300, which continues to accrue.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case has not complied. The city is requesting that fines be imposed. The respondent is here to speak.
Morning, Kyle Huff.
Okay, so the city's requesting $7,300. It's dropping. It's I don't know.
Do you guys realize this is an April flood home? The city didn't have drainage in the neighborhood, and Preston, I think you know these things. So it's shocking that you would try to find me. My home was fine. We have a historic flood, which is a national disaster. I come in to try to pull my elderly father out. My house was ruined. I had to do none of this work. It's purely because of the flood. Then the city made inspections without permits. Preston, is that correct? They asked for some structural work without permits when there were no permit required. We go back through the documents. The city came in, asked us to put a 4x4 HSS reinforcing piece of steel on a bearing wall, which we complied. The second we knew we needed permits, I went after them like a dog. We did everything we could. A few days ago, we just had engineered letters approved, 2 of them, one for mechanical and one for electrical. I own 4 homes in this city. I own a business in this city. I support Fort Lauderdale wholly. I'm part of the Alliance. I mean, why am I fined $7,000 because I have to deal with a national disaster? And I got barely enough money to even gut the house from my insurance. So it just seems contradictory to me that
I guess what they're stating is that you took you 146 days to get into compliance. So what caused? Oh, you're still not in compliance. Oh,
it's not due to lack of our people doing everything they can. It's not due to lack of. I mean, the roof was permitted, closed, finished. We banged through that. I guess I can go find all the records, go back on it. I mean, it's just really disturbing to me that you're fining me $7,000 because I'm dealing with a flood that's almost 3 years old.
But I guess they're seeking permits, right? That you're not in compliance. So what is left for him to get in compliance?
So, Your Honor, he has 2 permits in that I see that's in process for the windows and doors and also for the electrical. The city will support an extension. What would you support?
How much time do you need for
my
compliance?
contractor told me yesterday we have one more hurdle and we're done. We can move to finishes.
So we'll
if
support-
that's not correct, I have to go talk to him, right?
It doesn't sound like it's correct. It doesn't sound like there's any mechanical or plumbing permits.
Not yet.
We engineer letters that were supposed to have been approved yesterday is what I was told.
Magistrate,
May I? Our intentions in this case are certainly not to levy fines against you due to the circumstances. The city does have a special fund set up to where permits related to the flood, and it's still in effect. We have approximately $250,000 left in the fund where people like yourself that were exposed to the flood will get permit fees waived, at least the majority of it. Or not waived, but the fund will cover that cost. So that's one effort that we're trying to do to help people like yourself. Again, our intentions are not to, right now there's an accumulation of fines, but again, it hasn't been levied, it hasn't been liened or anything like that. As soon as you get your permits, we'll certainly revisit, we'll take note of your cooperation, and we'll move on. So I wouldn't be too alarmed at the amount to the fine. We're willing to issue an extension. Our goal is just to see that this moves on. It has been 3 years gone by, and we're just trying to see some progress.
This is a rental property, sir?
I take care of my elderly father. It was his home. So I've got him in another house now. Again, I mean, 3 years, not that it has anything to do with you guys, but there's a lot of other things that have caused me.
But I want to emphasize, we are sympathetic to what had occurred, and we're willing to issue an extension. Again, we're just looking for progress. There has been a significant amount of time that's gone by. If you're having any hang-ups through, permit processing, please reach out to me. Again, and take advantage of the permit fee fund that has been set up so that you could avoid that cost.
All right, thank you. Appreciate
Okay, so
that.
91 days and the fines to be stayed.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grant the 91 days, which would be June 19th, and the fines will be stayed. Okay?
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Joseph, can you just state your name for the record, please?
Joe Pasquarello, Assistant Building Official.
Thank you. Our next case is on page 10. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 301 Southwest 21st Street. Owner Matt J. Baker, case number BE 24080294. Notice posted at the property on 2/12/25, posted at 1 East Rock Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: interior remodel, enclosing of a Florida room without permits. The case was opened 8/22/24. Inspection report mailed 8/23/24, and special magistrate notice mailed 12/13/2024. During my visit to this property, I observed that there were workers, actually workers outside, and I requested an inspection of the work that they were conducting. They did not grant me access. However, I thereafter met with the owner, Mr. Matt Baker, who indicated that he had a violation for the back shed, which he removed and was just in the process of cleaning it up. Upon further research and per my discussions with one of the neighbors, we obtained evidence that the rear family room of the property was remodeled and converted into a livable space. Our records show no permits for this work. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance, or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. Mr. Baker is here to speak.
Actually, hello. My name is Roger Templeman with CADCon Design, and I am a compliance advocate for construction and permit issues such as we're dealing with here today. First, I'd like to thank everybody for being here, all the building officials. This is nice. I do this in a lot of towns. You guys have a great setup, and I appreciate everyone's time, and I know this is a tough and nuanced matter, right? So in this case, the property was purchased by Mr. Baker in 2023 with no evidence of this Florida room being a permit issue, having it open, being unpermitted, or anything of that nature. Upon our looking into it, this work appears to predate the purchase of that property. We have a few things that we can kind of drill down into. You can Google Street View of 2019, shows this rear Florida room enclosed. So I sent that in. I don't know if you guys have it, but I have printouts if you'd like to see the 2019 Google Street View that I'm talking about. So I don't know, do you want to see the 2019 Street View? So this here is the 2019, and there's some other pictures that predate his ownership that show that that has in fact enclosed. Now, based on my research in the permit sector, it seems as if this was originally maybe a carport. That's what it looks like when it was built. It was first built as a carport. And can you go back to that picture on that screen? Is that possible, anybody? It shows the floor plan of the house with a big red circle. Go on with the red circle. Yeah, okay. So here in this photo...
Sir, you need to stay at the mic, please, to pick up the voice.
So in this photo, we have two areas. One utility room, and the other area which is what I guess we're calling the enclosed Florida room, which we believe was originally a carport, which was converted prior to my client, purchasing that. So furthermore, there's some additional permits that support the utility room as if it had existed as an enclosed structure to begin with. So part of this is we'd like to kind of dissect this nuancical issue and let's say, okay, what is and isn't really at issue here. We feel that really what's at issue is this Florida room, this carport that's converted at some point. And, the city has consistent public record recognition. And the owner, in good faith, has been cooperating with the city, to say that. And there's a few things that we'd like to point out in requesting a dismissal or reduction of this matter. Florida Statute 95.11, 3 subsection B. There's a 4-year limitation on construction-related actions. And since the Florida room has been enclosed since at least 2019 and possibly 2016 or earlier, any enforcement action is clearly outside of that statute of limitations. Furthermore, we would request an equitable e-stop. And, the judicial precedent for that is case law under Hollywood Beach Hotel versus City of Hollywood and the town of Largo, is that the municipality cannot retroactively enforce code violations when it has allowed noncompliance to persist over many years and property owners have reasonably relied on that inaction. So what that means is the city has had multiple times they've been in this house. Things were permitted. Windows, other things were permitted. The city was in there. If they wanted to bite at the apple, they should have taken it a long time ago, not now, and basically persecute the homeowner. He is a taxpayer. He's new to this city. He loves this city. He thought he was making a good investment in this city. He hired everybody professional. There were 2 realtors. There was a title company. There was a home inspector. Everybody that the state recommends he hire to make sure that this matter goes down legally, he did. So, in our request for the equitable e-stop, we would request that the case be closed and not require the after-the-fact permit.
I'm going to have the city weigh in on that.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, Ronald Montoya Hassan, Senior Assistant City Attorney. So it's an interesting argument. In the 27 years I've done regulatory enforcement of building and fire and municipal codes, never heard anything about an e-stop. So I'm really not going to even address that. The legal argument made by the gentleman on statute of limitations, obviously this is not an action that falls within any purview of any statute of limitations. We're not in court. And as Your Honor knows and has been a magistrate for a long time, the old adage, and it's not meant to be flippant at all, is, you buy the property, you buy the violation. There's certainly, as the gentleman mentioned, there may be issues with the title company or the home inspector for not doing the proper research to determine that everything in the home was not properly permitted. There's been no evidence presented that there are permits for this area, and as the gentleman mentioned, apparently it was, and admittedly, it was an open carport. So really the only issue that the city would suggest to the magistrate is that based upon the evidence submitted, the photographs, the layout, that the violation should be found to exist and allow the property owner a reasonable time to comply, which is just to get this enclosed space properly permitted.
Yeah, you're going to have to get after the fact permits. Unfortunately, you do when you buy a property. You buy any violations that come with the property. There's no statute of limitations that allows you get grandfathered in for whatever the prior owner may have done incorrectly.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but I do believe there is precedent through case law, as I mentioned, under Hollywood Beach Hotel versus City of Hollywood and the town of Largo, it set the precedent stating that a municipality cannot retroactively enforce code violations when it has allowed noncompliance to persist over many years and that the property owner has reasonably relied on the city's inaction. Unfortunately, there was inaction by the building department. My client's willing to make it right. He's willing to go through the process, get the paperwork done. He wants this to be right. What he doesn't want is he doesn't want to have to spend $30,000 to turn this 3-bedroom house that he purchased, by the way, listed on the MLS. It was listed and sold as a 3-bedroom, which would have to encompass this allegedly, enclosed Florida room. So he would have to spend $30,000 or so to get this back to being a 3-bedroom. So he gets demoted from his purchase being a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, and then he has to spend another $30,000 to make it a 3-bedroom again.
But again, that goes back to the title company or whoever, when you do your inspections, they have to make sure that everything that's been updated has been done with the proper permitting.
No, I understand it, but that's also, if you understand this, and I'm sure you do, and I don't want to tell you your business because I'm sure you know this well better than I do, but in my experience, it has been that title companies take the stance that they basically go and they review paperwork. A title company does not physically go and inspect a house and go, you know what, this steps down into the family room. Maybe this is converted illegally. They don't do that. The protection that's in place for my client is the precedent set in case law and the statute of limitations under the Florida statute. And I think if we go further into that, you will see what I'm talking about. So what we're asking is at least 180 days.
We can give you time. I just can't I can't give you a variance or a waiver of not getting into compliance. So the city, like they said, they already testified that they're happy to give you time. That's all they're seeking is compliance. They're not, and then if you need additional time, we'll do that at that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the city's just seeking compliance. They're willing to work with your client to get additional time. They're not, they don't want to penalize them. They just want compliance.
Right, and I appreciate that. And I'm sure you understand, as the building department understands, how nuanceical this is. For you to say enclosed family room, that's a lot. Are we talking, now we're talking footings because we have to deal with horizontal design pressure?
Right, I can't get into the details.
No, that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot to that. So that puts a really huge burden on my client. So I guess going into this, we really just wanted the position to be on record. We do feel that there is grounds for an equitable e-stop on this project to stop the city from its action.
Right, so I'm not going to waive the city's action. So I'm not going to dismiss the city's actions. They can pursue it. I'm not going to grant that if that's what you're asking me to. I've honestly never heard it in my 11 years as a magistrate. I've never heard of an e-stop cause of action.
Okay. But, so what we would ask then is we want to get a little more clarity. So for instance, this image that's up on the screen, the building on the left, or the section on the left that is utility room is circled. And we're wondering, why would that be part of the violation if that always existed and was always enclosed? So we do want clarification, specifically what area is going to be in question and an idea of what that scope is. So it would appear that the roof is existing because it was built as a carport. So, we need to figure out what exactly, we need just a little more clarity, I guess, going forward, as well as some time to work through the project.
Your Honor, if you can allow, or if Mr. Bacon can allow us to do a site visit with him, review all the requirements for permitting, I would happy to oblige. And thereafter, we can decide on what actions would be taken.
That sounds
from
great.
there on.
So why don't we keep the 119 days and then do an order to reappear, so that way we can, revisit on July 17th the compliance date to make sure it's enough time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You'll get a letter in the mail.
In the mail? Nothing today in paper?
Nothing today.
No? Okay. July 19th, you said?
It'll be July 17th.
July 17th.
July 17th will be the hearing, and that's also the compliance date, but at that point, you can ask for additional time to comply if you're not in compliance.
Great. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19, Chief Martinez, property address 2109 Northeast 68th Street, owner Terra West Association, Inc., case number BE 2408-0059. Notice posted at the property on 1/30/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension from the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
Perfect. Hello, Paola Arias Torres. That's perfect. Yeah, that's what I was going to request as well.
Okay, so ordered.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So much.
Our next case is a new business case on page 7. Inspector Andrew Gebbia. Property address 2033 Southwest 16th Terrace. Case number BE 2408-0296. Owner Vladislav and Heather J. Urovsky. Sorry.
You did great. You're doing great.
Urovsky Family Trust. Notice posted at the property 22725, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Good morning. Andrew Gebbia, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2020-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to roof, awning over patio. This case was opened on 8/23/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 8/26/24. The final notice was mailed on 10/2/2024, and the special magistrate notice was mailed on 12/16 yard. A permit application has been submitted, BLD-GEN 2501-0208, and it is not issued yet. It's currently awaiting client reply. They need the approved engineer drawings, which they are working on now. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Vlad Urovsky, we accept the recommendation. Thank you.
Okay, so ordered. Thank you. Good luck.
Our next case is on page 26. Senior Inspector Preston Mark. Property address 2215 Northeast 19th Street. Owner, House of Dreams, LLC. Case number BE 2312-0148. This case was first heard on 7/18/24. To comply by 9/19/24. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines, $1,350. City is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,311.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case has complied. The city is requesting that administrative fees be imposed. The respondent is here to speak.
Well, then the job is already complied, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the city is seeking, they don't want the fines, which were $1,350. They're seeking administrative costs, which are $1,311.
So it's just the administrative
Right,
costs?
right, which is $1,311.
And is it possible to reduce them or?
If you give me a reason, what's the basis for reducing them?
Yeah, well, basically, when we asked for this job to be done, we didn't know that they didn't have the permits and everything, and it really has been a nightmare. Like, we have to tear everything down, build it again. Well, the part that was under the rules.
So you had to spend extra. So do you have any objection?
No.
Okay, I'm going to reduce it to $500.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 30. Chief Martinez, property address 17 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Owner, Thor Gallery at Beach Place, LLC, in care of Ryan, LLC, Davina Tavares. Case number BE 2309-0141. This case was first heard on 4/18/24. To comply by 5/30/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $11,000, which continues to accrue.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. I just want to remind that this is a building recertification program. The case is non-compliance. We are mandated by BORA, and I'm just going to allow the respondent to speak.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stephen Tilbrook with Ackerman Law Firm, representing the property owner. I have with me the property management company with Stiles. We are working diligently to complete this process. We have not obtained any extensions on this particular compliance date. We would like to request an extension of 120 days. We have had a permit that was issued. The permit's expired, and we've requested for the permit to be renewed, and we're waiting for that in order to get final work done and inspections. And I have the property manager. He can answer any particular questions about the status of compliance.
Since we are mandated owner by BORA, in order for the city to grant an extension on these type of cases, they need to provide us with a letter from the engineer of record, signed and sealed, with an active permit. That's the reason why we cannot support no extension at this time.
And Your Honor, to Joe Pasquarello, Assistant Building Official, in order to extend an expired permit, it certainly doesn't take 120 days. That could be done within, I would say, 2 or 3 days.
Your Honor, I want just kind of a brief history of this project. So we took over, Stiles took over this property. Oh, I'm sorry, my name is Blake Stranz, S-T-R-A-N-Z, and I represent the owner as a property manager. We took over the management of the property in November of 2023. This inspection had been performed by the Marriott Hotel, which we have a deeded relationship with. So these are for repairs in the property and in the parking garage. When we got the inspection report, we started the process of repairs, and we originally submitted the reports at the hearing date back in 2024, and it was for the 180-day compliance to finish the work. That permit was applied for in May of 2024, and wasn't issued until August of 2024, so it took almost 90 days to get the original permit to start the work. Then, due to some post-tension interference and some other redesign work, our engineer of record had to go back to the drawing board, come up with a new design. The permit has since expired. We applied for the reapplication to reopen the permit on February 17th, so more than 30 days ago. It's still not been reopened. The letter of completion from the engineer, as well as the status inspection reports, 7 threshold inspections, were sent to Chief Inspector and Inspector Arbolas last week, I think, or the week before. So this has just been, we've been waiting on the city. We've submitted what we have done, and we can wrap this up. I'm also trying to get the engineer who did the initial inspection back in 2021, before we ever took over the property, to respond to my emails and my phone calls to get me a proposal to come out and do the follow-up inspection. So I'm doing everything I can to keep this process moving and get this complied, but I understand the city has some limitations. So if we have to go back through the appeal process later on the fines, so be it. But we need at least 90 days to complete this.
Your Honor, I want to emphasize, it certainly is not the fault of the cities, because this permit has not been renewed since February. For it not to have been renewed since February, there's obviously an issue with the contractor's insurance, or paperwork not being submitted, them not responding to comments. It certainly takes, like I said, 48 hours to review it, and then it's in the hands of the applicant. So if it's been since February, it's certainly not the fault of the cities.
In addition, at this point, what I would recommend them is as soon as they get the permit, they can provide us with the engineer letter, and we will stop the fines and allow 180 days. But at this moment, we are requesting to impose the fines.
I think my hands are tied. I think that they have a protocol that you have to have the the permit in issued status, which you don't. And without that, I can't grant an extension. So I'm going to grant the city's request. You have a second case, though. Is it a similar?
Yeah, it's the same project. There's 3 separate folio numbers for the property, so it's the same inspection report for 3 separate folios.
Okay.
Property address 17 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Owner Thor Gallery A Beach Place LLC. Care of Ryan LLC, Davina Tavares. Case number BE 23090145. This case was first heard on 4/18/24 to comply by 5/30/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $11,000, which continues to accrue.
So it's related to the same property, so there's nothing to... Oh, okay. Chief Martinez, representing the city, case analysis has read. The case is not in compliance. I'm going to allow the representative to speak.
Again, Your Honor, it's the exact same issue with this 25-year threshold inspection. You know the history of the project and the case, so, I mean, obviously, we're just going to have to step through this.
So I'm going to grant the city's request, and then, obviously, once you have your permit, we'll stop the fines from running, and then we can deal with mitigation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is, oh, sorry. I'm sorry, were you going to say something else? You're done? No, we're just going to... Oh, okay. Okay. Our next case is on page 2, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1508 Southwest 20th Ave, case number BE 2408-0139. Owner, Juan Pablo Loriente Poch. That's okay? Yeah, okay. Xavier Francisco Ibanez. Notice posted at the property on 22725, posted at 1 East Road Boulevard, 3625.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. This building has been illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits.
It's really loud. I'm having a hard time hearing. I can't hear him.
This building has been illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to kitchen and bathroom remodel. I reviewed the case on 3/17/2025, at which time I verified the violation remains. The city will request 119 days to comply or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Juan Pablo Poch Lorente. I'm the owner of the property. I agree with the inspector's comments. We have submitted permits and plans to the city. We're going through the process, and we'll hope to get it resolved soon. So then 119 days will sunset, just so I know.
Yeah, so it'll be July 17th will be your compliance date.
Amazing. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
Our next case is on page 12, Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1420 Southwest 31st Street, owner Andrew Maxwell Blanchard, case number BE 2408-0221. Notice posted at the property on 22825, posted at 1 East Borough Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1. Construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to home renovations, including new AC units, new service panel, exterior wall cladding, and windows and door replacement. The case was opened 8/19/2024. Inspection report mailed 8/21/2024, and the special magistrate notice mailed 12/12/24. I visited this property and was not able to get access. During my investigation, I observed that the home was being remodeled, but no workers were present. The work was being done included the replacement of an AC unit, a replacement of the electrical panel, wall cladding, and the windows and doors. Given that I was not able to get access to the property, I did post a stop work order, and thereafter spoke with the owner. At present, the owner is in the process of pulling permits. However, to date, these permits are still pending issuance. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. The respondent is here to speak.
Good morning.
My name is Andrew Blanchard. I agree with him. I am in the process of getting all the permits with my construction team, and it should be permitted soon. I've even got land surveys, everything else. I'm just waiting. I think the last thing I submitted was a week ago. So.
Okay, I'll grant the city's request, 119 days or $50 a day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 1. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 1525 Southwest 32nd Street. Owner Radek Harmsky. Case number BE 24080233. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Good morning. Inspector Linda Holloway, City of Fort Lauderdale Building Division, presenting case BE 2408233, property address 1525 Southwest 32nd Street. The property was cited September 26, 2024 for the following violation as depicted on the satellite image. Violation 9-D1. Any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be in violation of this section and punishable as provided for in this section. There is construction work at this property that was started or completed without obtaining the required permits, consisting of but not limited to a fence. On September 26, an inspection report was mailed to the owner on Broward County Property Appraiser's website. I have spoken to the owner regarding this matter. Permit application BLD-GEN-25020441 has been submitted and is moving through the system. The city is requesting 119 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and the owner is here to speak.
Good morning, Radek Hammerskate. Yes, the permits are in process, and once approved, we should be good to go.
So
And
you okay with the 119 days, 119 days?
Yes.
Okay, so order then. Good luck to
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate it. Good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 8. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti. Property address 736 Northwest 3rd Ave. Owner ECG International Group LLC. Case number BE 24080154. Notice posted at the property on 12925. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105, for work without permit, and Florida Building Code 2026, Section 111.1, change of use. The case was opened in August 13, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on August 19, 2024. Final notice was mailed on September 27, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed on December 4, 2024. There are permits in process. At this time, I've been in contact with the owner representative, and we are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and grant to the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent to speak.
Thank you. My name is Tatiana Butsko, and I'm here for a contractor and represent a property owner, Zeev Gariev and Egg International Group. Owner purchased this property last year. He wasn't aware that it not up to code or there was something done without permit. We just talked to inspector. We did file permits. We got like 2 pages plus already comments, and our engineer is in process to do correction. We also will need sub-permits, some of them filed, some of them in process, and we would like to accept extension, please.
Okay, so 119 days. Okay, so ordered.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
I'm sorry, unrelated note, based on what people were saying before about permits review, may I suggest something what we had success with? When people complain that they can't push permits and receive permits, as a construction company, we were very successful just to walk in and ask for reviewers. They have very big tables there, and they can put plans and explain everything, because most likely for people to call and ask questions, it's not going to be so productive. but reviewers actually in the building are very nice, very accessible, and they're very helpful. In fact,
good to
maybe
know.
they just don't talk on the phone, but if you're able to talk to them in person, they're very helpful.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 10. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 247 Southwest 24th Street. Owner Lisa D. Willis, case number BE 24080252. Notice posted at the property on 2/12/25, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 3625.
Hello, good morning. I'm Lisa Willis.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector, presenting case and address as read. Property was cited for violation of under City Ordinance 47-19.2.EE, construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to the construction of a tool shed at the rear of the property without permits. The case was opened 8/20/2024. Inspection report mailed 2/22/2024. Special magistrate notice mailed 1/22/2025. I visited this property and met with Henry, who represented himself as one of the owners of the property. I requested access to the property for an inspection for illegal conversion. However, he refused to give us access. I did also observe that there was a shed built at the back of the property which did not meet code. We received also complaints from a neighbor indicating that there were a number of issues with this property. However, we did not find any validity to the allegations. We also gave the neighbors the complaint line to submit any complaints for us to investigate. Our record showed that there was no permit issued for the construction of this shed. At present, we ask that the city the city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. The respondent is here to speak.
How many days? 119, you said?
119, yes.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
So,
company to come out and try to permit the shed for me. Ultimately, I guess I did put in a permit, trying to get it permitted. I guess ultimately it didn't go through. So I'm either going to have to reduce the size of the shed or get rid of the sheds. And basically right now I just need more time to do that.
so the city wants to give you 119 days, which would be July 17th.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Good luck
thank
to you then.
Thank you.
Our next case, Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, on page 5. Property address, 1 second. Page 5, property address 1966 Southwest 28th Ave, case number BE 24090087. Owner William Walker, Captain's Land Trust. Notice posted at the property on 2/14/25, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 3625.
Alexander Labares, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. This property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit for wood pilings and wood deck/dock installed at the rear of the property. Oversized storage accessory building installed on the southeast side of the property, encroaching into the south property line setback. 2 sheds installed on top of the flat roof at the rear of the building, and riprap walls removed. Records show no permit application addressing this violation. Case was opened 9/12/2024. Inspection report mailed to the property owner 9/30/2024. Final notice mailed 11/20/2024. The owner informed me this morning that the accessory buildings have been removed. We still need to do our site inspection to verify. The city is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and for the final order to be recorded. The owner is here today and wishes to speak. Go ahead,
Okay.
sir.
Please state your name.
Good morning, William Walker.
Wait, you turned off your mic, I think.
Good morning, William Walker, Captain's Land Trust.
Okay.
Yeah, everything you just said, we had put the shed there after the flood to just deal with getting things straightened out. I did sell the shed and had it removed. The stuff on the roof was also just there because we were trying to clean up the mess from the flood. The neighbor complained. I took everything off the flat roof. I removed the shed. We did build a dock, and I do intend to put the seawall. I got the permit for the seawall is in process. However, it takes a long time. I'm told it'll be soon, next week or two. And from there, we're going to install the seawall, and then we're going to pull an after-the-fact permit for the deck. That'll still be there after that. So I think I'm on the same page with Inspector Alvarez.
Yeah, you probably need more time, but because the seawall will take you a lot of time.
Yeah, well, I just trying to, he gave me 119 to get the permit submitted.
Right.
That's great.
Permit issued. Sorry.
Issued, yeah.
Issued,
So,
yes, sir.
so the only questions I have is a couple of times, I think Martinez came by and put something on my fence, but it was very obscure. It just says structural, no case number or anything, and this is after Alvarez. So I have a canopy carport on the north side of my house, just one of those 10 by 10 or 10 by 20 carports that you buy at Walmart. I have like 3 of them stacked along the north side of my house. I don't know if that's what this was for. I'm not sure. So I would request to do a property reinspection with Alvarez or whoever, just to go through and say, is there anything, like the guy that was up here before, he bought the house, he didn't know, is there anything you see that I'm going to have to do? I just want to get it all done.
Fair enough. Can you go
Okay,
on?
so we are here today for case BE 24090087. That's the case that's assigned to me at this time. That's where we're here today. It appears that separate with that stop work order, it's for a separate case. I don't know if there's a case. We'll look at it. If you call me, we can check to see. What inspector did you say it is?
What's that?
Who's the inspector? Who signed?
Martinez.
Okay.
This was the day after you gave me this. You put it here, and then the next day.
It's possible that it might be related to the same complaint.
It's structural, so based on the sheds.
These items are structural. The boat dock and the rip wrap
Okay,
remove,
so
that
then
would
would
be
I just
structural.
request that-
It may be the same. So what we'll do is I'll talk to Inspector Martinez. He will reach out to you regarding that specific stop work order. But as of the case that we're here for today are the items that we presented today.
Okay, and it's okay to call and request an on-site inspection to
Absolutely.
to see if what I got going on it's okay, or I have to take it down, or
As far as
unrelated to this case that we're here for today.
you have other issues, yeah, absolutely.
I just want to make sure that that's not what you're talking about. That, like, I got 2 notices. I have this carport. It's not connected to my house. As far as I know, it was okay. I started taking it down yesterday because I didn't want to have violations, but now I realize it's not even on this docket. So I just want to make sure I'm not in violation with that too.
Just to clarify, what specifically are you asking about?
I have a carport
Oh, a carport.
on the north side of my house. It's 12
Okay.
by 60 feet.
Okay.
So I
There's
want you
no
to come-
carport
I want the
included
guys to
in
come
this
and look and
case.
say, is it okay, or I have to take it down?
Absolutely. That is a reasonable request. Call me. We'll step to that room in a minute here. You have my information. I'll give you my card again. Call me. We'll find out who's addressing that other situation, and we'll get you in contact with the right person, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, so in the meantime, I'm going to grant the city's request for 119 days or a $50 a day fine, which would be July 17th as a compliance date.
July 17th. Understood. Thank you.
All right, good luck
Thank you,
to
sir. Good luck.
Our next case is on page 22. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti. Property address 255 Southwest 24th Street. Owner McDonald's Family Properties LLC. Case number CE 1904-2550. This case was first heard on 9/10/19 to comply by 10/22/19. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines, $15,900. The city is requesting to abate all fines. Zero. Someone here?
Yes. Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. The case is complied. We will request to abate the fines. I will let the architect to speak.
Thank you. Frank Smith, the architect. We just became aware of basically the new case and the way it's shifted around. So we are in the process of preparing plans for the parking for that site. Probably take a month or so to do the engineering, and then however many months of processing and then the construction. So that's we're beginning the process.
This case is in compliance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So the only thing is,
but
She explained that because this case is complied, but is another case open after that for the same.
which is not in front of me.
For
so.
that, he's
Yeah.
explained
But as
that.
far as we're
just,
here
just
to-
letting you know what we're.
Okay, so
you
this-
know, we're not saying.
So the city just wants to waive the fine. So I'm going to grant
Yeah.
the city's request to mitigate to zero. Okay.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank.
Our next case is on page 24. Inspector Andy Gebbia, property address 705 Southwest 8th Street. Owner Michelle Joy Du. Case number B24060127. Oh, also owner Samuel Jose Gonzalez, sorry. This case was first heard on 10/17/24 to comply by 12/19/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose a full amount of $4,500.
What page? Diane, what page is she on?
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case is not complied. The city is requesting fines to be imposed, and the respondent is here to speak.
Please state your name. Please state your name.
Samuel Gonzalez. I was under the impression that when I went with my architect to the city of Fort Lauderdale to submit his papers for engineering, they told me at the city that we could use the same survey when I bought the house. I submitted the survey, and then they put a comment, and they told me that I had to get a new survey saying that I didn't affect any of my neighbor's property. In the pictures that you see for here, it's the same carport of the house. All I did was just close it to turn it into a storage room. Because when I went to the city and I asked them to see if we could turn it into anything else, they told me that I had to raise the whole concrete to the level of the house. And when I got an estimate for that, it was $8,000 just for the concrete. So then I decided to just turn it into a storage unit. They told me that I could leave it the same way it is. I'm not pulling any electrical. I'm not pulling any plumbing. It's just going to be a storage unit because I have a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. So I don't have really much space to put stuff. And then we submitted the paperwork. I guess a guy named Dave or something on there, he sent me a comment back saying that I needed to get a new survey for the property. When I contacted a company for the survey, she told me first at the beginning it was going to be $200, $300, and then when I gave her the permit number and all this, she sends me an email saying that it's going to be $900. And I'm like, look, it's a lot of money to be paying $900 for a survey. So what I want to do is see if you guys could give me a little bit more time so I could get another company to give me the survey, and then that's all I'm basically needing. It's just a survey to complete everything, just for the permit to be approved.
Okay. So you need additional time to comply. How much time do you need?
Probably till May. Probably I'm fine with that. I'm already working with somebody, so we should be doing it pretty soon.
Okay. So, city have any objection to 56 days then?
No objection.
Okay. I'm going to grant extension till May 15th.
And then, can I ask one more question?
And say the fines
said
today.
that it was $4,000 of cost already accrued?
Fines.
Fines.
You have $4,500 in fines already accrued.
So I've been being charged fines since
So 90 days, they said that you had a compliance date of December
Yeah.
19th, 2024. You were not in compliance. There's been 90 days of non-compliance, so that you have $4,500 in fines that have accrued. I'm going to stop the fines today and grant you additional time. When you're in compliance, you can either come in front of me and ask for mitigation, or you may be better off going in front of the amnesty department and you can get a 90% reduction.
Yeah, because that's a lot.
It's a lot. No, we're not saying it's not a lot. I'm just saying that's what has accumulated. So I stopped them as of today, though.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
We have someone signing in.
Okay.
The young lady in the back who's sitting down, she doesn't have the proper paperwork. So after this respondent signs in, I'll just read her case so she can hear it.
Okay.
You're welcome. Okay, what's the address? Page. Okay. You don't have to bring this. Okay. 3020? Our next case is on page 24. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 3020 North Federal Highway 13. Owner Bain Properties Times Square LLC. Case number BE 24010039. This case was first heard on 7/18/24. To comply by 9/19/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,050, which continues to accrue.
Good
morning.
Is this your case?
It's my clients.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the representative.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is, excuse me? Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. This case is not complied. The city is requesting fines to be imposed. The respondent is here to speak.
So we're
Wait,
actually...
please state your name for the record.
Oh, Sibeli Avalar. We're actually in the process of finishing the building permits, the after-the-fact building permits. We are in the final steps. There's only one reviewer that's pending, which I believe is zoning, and the engineer is currently working on the corrections. I should have it maybe the latest mid-next week. And then once we submit they're asking for a traffic calculation. So once we submit that and we get it approved, then the building permits will be issued. And then we'll start calling inspections and so forth, so that way we can finally proceed with the business licenses after that.
Okay.
So we're really close to getting this permit done. We've been working on it for a few months.
I've spoken to Andrew
A few times.
a few times,
Yeah.
almost like once a week now.
I know.
Probably.
He calls
so,
me every day.
Yeah,
So-
I speak to Andrew often, so
So
he
we
keeps
had
me
a
up in the
little bit
loop.
of issue with the previous engineer that they had hired
Right.
that didn't know how to do the traffic calculation, what the city's asking.
Mhm.
So then we had to hire a new engineer for that, and that's what's kind of holding us back a little bit. But like I said, I think by mid-next week, we should have it done, and then we'll submit it back to the department that's requesting, and we should be done.
Okay.
That was the last thing missing for the approval of the permits.
Are you seeking an extension then? 'Cause
Please, if possible, so we can finish
How much
this.
time do you need?
To get the building permits, 30 days at least, just to be safe, you know.
Well, it has been a very long time since this
has.
case was opened.
It has.
I'm going to grant 28 days, okay?
28.
Okay.
Yeah, which will be
28
April
days.
17th. I'll stay the fines and grant
That
the
should be
extension.
more than enough, I hope.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrew. All right, bye-bye.
Our next case is on page 22 at the bottom. Inspector Linda Holloway, property address 6131 Northeast 14th Ave, case number BE 2408-0186. Owner PS Fort Lauderdale 14 Ave 2013 LLC. Department PTFL 25965. This case was first heard on 11/21/24 to comply by 1/2/25. One section complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,400, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Inspector Linda Holloway. On behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale Building and Enforcement Division, case and property address as read. The property is now in compliance, well, it was in compliance as of February 20th, 2025, and the city is requesting to impose the accrued fine amount of $2,400.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. So the a final order will be mailed to the owner. We have to mail it to the address as listed on the Broward County tax roll. Oh, but you can leave your email at the desk there. Okay, thank you. Okay, Your Honor, at this time, that concludes all of our respondents. We didn't take a mini break today, so if you would like to, go ahead. Okay. Jose? Our next case is on page 2, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 1021 Southwest 22nd Ave. Case number BE 24070378. Owner Jose David Tabelas Norono. Notice posted at the property on 2/13/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard 3625.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. This building has been illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: new concrete patios, shaded structure, and pool in the backyard. Violation 47-34.4.1. There is an RV mobile home park and or being stored at this property that is being used for living or sleeping. I reviewed the case on 3/21/2025, at which time I verified the violation remains. The city will request 119 days to comply or a fine of $50 a day thereafter. Yes.
So ordered.
Our next case is also on page 2. Property address 1055 North Federal Highway. Owner 1055 North Federal LLC. Case number BE 25020238. Notice posted at the property on 2/25/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard 3625.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. This building in its present condition does not meet the criteria of Florida Building Code for minimum maintenance standard and Fort Lauderdale minimum housing code for human occupancy. It must be repaired or by owner or demolished. The city is requesting the following: that in the next 60 days, the owner applies for the required permits to bring the property into compliance with signed and sealed submittal documents from a licensed design professional, including an accurate itemized cost to restore the structure to meet standards for human occupancy and to meet minimum housing standards, or apply for a demolition permit to demolish the unsafe, unhabitable structure, including all accessory structures on the parcel. In the event the owner does not apply for the permits and move forward with the rehabilitation or demolition of the property, the city will move forward with the demolition, including all accessory structures on the parcel at owner's expense, and may lien the property to recover the demolition cost.
Okay, so what's the time? You're asking either for a permit to make the proper corrections or a demolition permit?
Yes.
What's the time frame you're asking
60
for?
days.
60?
60.
Okay, or what's the daily fine?
There's no fine. There's no fine.
No fines?
No.
So you
The
want a
other
compliance day
option
with
is
no
the
fine?
city is going to demo. If they don't do it, the city will do it.
Oh, okay. Okay. But I thought you were giving them an opportunity to get permitted. So is the permit's only for demolition? It's not for construction?
No, they can fix the property or they can demo the property. Either way.
If they fail to do either, then the city
Will-
wants the relief in the order to be able to demolish the property.
Okay. So ordered then.
Our next case is on page 3. Property address 2102 Northeast 68th Street. Owner New Heights 2102 Northeast 68th LLC. Case number BE 24080196. Notice posted at the property on 1/30/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard 3625.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. This building has been illegally altered. Violation 47-19.2.p. A tiki hut was built at the rear of the property without obtaining the required permit. I reviewed the case on 3/17/2025, at which time I verified the violation remains. The city will request 119 days to comply or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Also on page 3, property address 2813 Northeast 29th Street. Case number BE 24070404. Owner Nicholas Capriati. Notice posted at the property on 1/31/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard 3625.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. This building has been illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: a PVC fence and electric charger. I reviewed the case on 3/17/2025, at which time I verified the violation remains. The city will request 119 days to comply or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Did you say 150?
No.
$50.
50.
Page 4 at the top, property address 715 Southwest 18th Court, case number BE 24090009. Owner Tammy Bassett, Alex Ordain. Notice posted at the property on 2/26/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address is read. The property was cited for violation of FPC 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit for accessory structure at the rear northwest corner of the property. Case was opened on 9/3/2024. Final notice mailed 10/22/2024. I spoke with the owner who indicated that he will be removing this shed. City is requesting for the magistrate to find violation exists and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and for the final order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 5 at the bottom.
No, page
4.
4. Yeah, I have another one.
Which one? Oh, we didn't? Oh,
She
sorry.
was-
Property address 1617 Northeast 18th Ave. Owner Michael A. Bennett, Michael E. Weiss. Case number BE 24080368. Notice posted at the property on 13125. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of FPC 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit for accessory structure at the rear of the property adjacent to the pool. Permit record has been applied for. The case was opened on 8/30/2024. Inspection report mailed 9/12/2024. Final notice mailed 10/22/2024. City is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 119 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and for the final order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Now moving on to page 5, property address 2300 Northeast 33rd Ave. Owner Everglades Club Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 24090098. Notice posted at the property on 13125. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of 9-280B building parts not maintained related to cracks on the concrete ceiling visible from the ground floor parking garage on the east side of the building. Water from the second floor patio appears to be penetrating through the concrete slab and leaking into the parking garage. Water intrusion to the north stairwell. Records show no permit application addressing this violation. Last contact we had with anyone on this building was on 9/18/2024 when we met with the complainant, who was also a board member. Case was opened on 9/13/2024. Inspection report mailed 9/24/2024. Final notice mailed 11/20/2024. City is requesting for the magistrate to find violation exists and to grant the property owner 56 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter, and for final order to be recorded. City is also requesting mandatory reappearance in 56 days.
Your Honor, if I could just amend the inspector's request to ask for a $150 a day fine. The inspector indicated that he's had no contact with the association since last September, and they're not here.
Okay, I'm going to grant the 56-day compliance date with a fine of $150 a day and an order to reappear.
Thank you.
Property address, on page 6, property address 1120 Northeast 9th Ave. Owner Apex Residence LLC. Inspector Andrew Gebbia. Case number BE 241-00043. Notice posted at the property on 13125. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25. Oh, I remember.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2020-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to new front door for unit. Report was mailed on 10/14/24. The final notice was mailed on 11/19/2024. The special magistrate notice was mailed out on 1/8/2024. This property is being cited for the installation of a new front door at unit number 4. As of January 3rd, 2025, a permit application was submitted, BLD-GEN 24110732, which is not issued. It's currently awaiting client reply for an NOA of the product. I've spoken to Elon, the owner of the building. He should have this completed any day now. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 56 days to come into compliance or a $50 a day fine thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 7 at the bottom. Property address 2572 Northwest 20th Street. Case number BE 2409-0191. Owner Rebati LLC. Notice posted at the property on 12425. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2020-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to a white metal fence installation. This case was opened on 8/23/24. The inspection report was mailed on 8/26/24. The final notice was mailed out on 10/2/2024, and the special magistrate notice was mailed out on 12/16/2024. I arrived at this property on 10/1/2024. I initially was there for a complaint about the fence without a permit, but as I walked by the house, I heard work being performed inside the property. The door was open. I looked in and observed a major project. There was demolition, walls, new framing, plumbing, electric, wires hanging. I asked the worker if they had permits, and he replied no. There were no permits on record for the interior renovation or for the metal fence installed incorrectly on the east and west sides of the property. All the permits for the inside work have been issued. The fence has not been issued yet. Permit BLD-GEN 2503-0187 was submitted on March 7th of 2025. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or a $50 a day fine thereafter.
So ordered.
Our next case is on page 8. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 701 Southwest 12th Ave. Owner Gabriel Palladino, case number BE 2412-0134. Notice posted at the property on 2/12/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, for work without permit. Complete remodelation of this house, including mechanical, windows, doors, new skylight, upper deck, and chimney demolition, enclosed in the area, covered deck in the back of the property. New instant water heater and AC unit. Also, a fence demolished. The case was opened on December 26, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on December 26, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed on December 30, 2024. There are permits in process because this house is a historic house, historic neighbor, and for that they are in process to have several approvals. But in the meantime, we're asking the magistrate to find the violation exists to grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 8 at the bottom, property address 736 Northwest 3rd Ave, owner ECG International Group LLC. We did? Okay.
We already read that one.
Okay. I remember. Page 9 at the top, property address 771 Northwest 22nd Road, owner Franklin Jackson Corp., case number BE 24090033. Notice posted at the property on 12925, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property have been cited on the City Ordinance 9-280B for building parts which are deteriorated and not maintained, corridor wood floor, partition wall, next to the exterior wall and bathroom. The case was opened on September 5th, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on September 16, 2024, and final notice was mailed on October 18, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed on December 4, 2024. I've been in contact with the property owner and the contractor, and we're asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists to grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
That was rescheduled, right? Okay. So, moving on to page 11. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 518 Northwest 13th Ave, owner Terra Nova Investments North America LLC, case number BE 24070118. Notice posted at the property on 12925. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. There are several expired permits related to this property as stated in today's agenda. The case has not complied. The city is requesting 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 536 Northwest 13th Ave, owner Transfirm Partners LLC, case number BE 24080176. Notice posted at the property on 12925, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. There are several expired permits related to this property as stated in today's agenda. The case has not complied. The city is requesting 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
I'm sorry, 119 days?
119 days or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Also on page 11, property address 824 Northeast 4th Street, owner 824 Northeast 4th Street LLC, case number BE 24080337. Notice posted at the property on 13124. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited under Florida Building Code 105.1, construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits. The work included the remodel of a kitchen, bathroom, and the installation of new mini splits. The case was opened 8/22/24. Inspection report mailed 8/23/24. Special magistrate notice mailed 11/13/2024. During our investigation, we obtained evidence that this property was remodeled, including kitchen and bathrooms, and also the installation of new mini splits. Our records show no permits for this work. We spoke with the owner, who indicated that he's in the process of pulling the permits. As a result, the city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 12, property address 825 Southwest 14th Street, 1-2. Owner, Lincoln Sports and Entertainment LLC. Case number BE 24080151. Notice posted at the property on 2/12/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1, construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: interior remodel, kitchen, baths, and the kitchen and bath remodel of a duplex. The case was opened 8/13/2024. Inspection report mailed 8/14/2024, and special magistrate notice mailed 12/10/2024. I visited this property to investigate a complaint. However, I was unable to get access. During my investigation, I did obtain evidence that the interior of the property was remodeled, including the kitchen and bathrooms. Our records show no permits for this work. We have had no contact with the owner since opening this case. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance, or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
This sounds similar to like the last case where there's no communication with the owner and the owner hasn't showed up. So rather than 50, perhaps bump that up to 150 like the other.
And why do you want to give them so much time if they've done nothing? You're giving them 119 days, but they've done nothing at all.
Part of the reason, Your Magistrate, is that we're inundated with code cases. This has kind of given us a little bit of a breathing room so we can handle others.
Okay, then that's fine. Then I just, you know what, I don't want to encourage people or reward them for not.
I agree. But I guess in this case we could shorten it because they're not appearing anyway. So we might as well.
You want to do 56 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 56 days or a fine of $150 a day.
Yeah.
$150 a day, correct.
Also on page 12, property address 900 Southwest 31st Street, case number BE 24080223, owner Talshire Properties LLC. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1. The property was illegally converted without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: the installation of a concrete driveway, installation of a wooden trellis, and columns at the front of the front entryway. The case was opened 8/19/2024. Inspection report mailed 8/21/2024, and special magistrate notice mailed 12/12/2024. I visited this property but was unable to get access. During our investigations, we did obtain evidence that there's a new trellis installed at the rear of the property. There's also a new driveway and new columns to the covered entry at the front of the property. This work was done without permits. We spoke with the contractor, Rodolfo Martin, on several occasions, who indicated that he's in the process of getting permits. However, although four of the permits are issued, he's still pending the driveway permit, which has not yet been issued. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance, or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 13 at the top, property address 1616 Southeast 7th Street, owner 1616 Southeast 7th LLC, case number BE 25010155, notice posted at the property on 2/4/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 111.1.1, use and occupancy. This is a new construction. This property is in new construction, which is being occupied without a certificate of occupancy. The case was opened by Assistant Building Official Joe Pasquarello, 11/17/2025. Inspection report mailed 1/21/2025, and special magistrate notice mailed 1/29/2025. I visited this property and spoke with the owner, who indicated that he sold his current resident and was enabled and had nowhere else to live. At this point, he has moved into the property. However, the permit number BLD RNC 221200011 for the new single-family residence is still undergoing construction. I also spoke with the contractor, Mr. Mitch Cass, who indicated that he is in the final stages of getting his inspections and submitting documentation for a permit. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violation exists and grant the property owner 28 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
I was just going to add that, I mean, I'd be open to not giving any extension. I mean, this is, to me, a blatant disregard. I mean, if he's, is the property, is this the one that property's occupied?
1616, yes.
This is occupied, so I mean, yeah, I would not grant.
So how about if we say
7 days?
7 days to comply or a $500 a day fine?
Well, we can say 7 days to vacate if we would like, if we feel that the owner should vacate the property.
Well, I mean, we can definitely give that as an option for him, for the case, the case of compliance, whether he vacates it or he gets a CO within the 7 days.
7 days realistic, or he hasn't been doing anything, is what you're saying?
I don't think in 7 days, they'll get it in 7 days now.
And that's very likely, but I mean, I don't think we should be sympathetic in a case where somebody moves into a property that doesn't have a CO.
Without a CO. When did they start the construction?
2022.
So you don't know what's keeping them from the CO? Yeah.
So maybe 7 days still compliance, because again, and for the record, compliance can also be if they move out. And if they move out, then we can close, look at them. Here we go. Look at, we can close the case if we have evidence that they have moved out and temporarily relocated, or compliance would be once they obtain the required certificate of occupancy. But again, we can't have that conversation because they're not here, so we would request a $500 a day fine.
Okay. It'll be 7 days, which will be March 27th, or a fine of $500 a day.
Okay. Moving on to page 14, property address 1757 Southwest 30th Place, case number BE 2408-0032. Owner Mikhail Nilov. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Person marked building inspector for the city presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1. The building was illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits. The kitchen, bathroom, driveway, and rear wooden deck was remodeled without permits. The case was opened 8/5/2024, inspection report mailed 8/6/2024, and special magistrate notice mailed 12/4/2024. During my investigation, we obtained evidence that the entire interior of the home was remodeled, including the kitchens and bath. There's also a new wooden red deck and concrete driveway replaced. I have had several conversations with the owner and the contractor from Boss Construction, and they're in the process of obtaining the required permits. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered. 119.
Yes.
Sorry, I sneezed right there.
At the bottom of page 14, property address 2730 Southwest 13th Court. Owner Justin Michael Brown. Case number BE 2407-0049. Notice posted at the property on 2/27/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Preston Mark Building Inspector for the city presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1. The building has been illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits. The interior of the home was remodeled, including the kitchen and bathrooms. There was also a new aluminum fence installed without permits. The case was opened 7/8/2024, inspection report mailed 7/11/2024, and special magistrate notice mailed 12/10/2024. I visited this property but was unable to get access. During my investigation, I did obtain evidence that the entire interior of the home was remodeled, including the kitchen and bathrooms. There's also an illegal space advertised as a separate rental unit, which required a change of use permit. However, we are unable to confirm or get access to the property to confirm this space is actually there. I met with the building official and also the contractor, Eddie Walters, at the property. Unfortunately, we were unable to inspect the interior. Our records show that there are no permits issued for this work. Currently, there are permits pending, including a plumbing, electrical, and structural permit. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 119 days to come in compliance or fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered. Moving on to page 15. Chief Leonardo Martinez, property address 340 Southwest 24th Street. Owner WPA Investors in care of Walgreen Co. Case number BE 2407038. Notice posted at the property on 2/13/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
I'm sorry, you said it so quickly. How many days?
42 or $100 per day thereafter.
Okay, so ordered. Thank you.
Property address 350 East Las Olas Boulevard, 2. Owner FT 350 LLC, SS 350 LLC, case number BE 24080012. Notice posted at the property on 1/28/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 16, property address 527 Southwest 21st Terrace. Owner 527 Steel LLC, case number BE 24070403. Notice posted at the property on 2/19/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
Okay, so ordered.
Property address 606 East Broad Boulevard. Owner S.E. Broward and Federal LLC. Case number BE 24070405. Notice posted at the property on 1/31/25. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 3625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 866 Northeast 20th Ave. Owner Worth 866 LLC. Case number BE 24070401. Notice posted at the property on 1/31/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 17. Property address 1111 Northwest 51st Street. Owner Kenneth F. Ruff, Revocable Trust. Jennifer Ruff, Losell, Revocable Trust, and all others. Case number BE 24070352. Notice posted at the property on 1/17/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 3625.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1700 Northwest 49th Street. Owner North Broward Hospital District. Attention Real Estate. Case number BE 24070362. Notice posted at the property on 2/14/25, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and others as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 18, property address 1801 Northwest 49th Street. Owner, Broward County Board of County Commissioners. Case number BE 240703555. Notice posted at the property on 1/17/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and others as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1900 South Ocean Drive. Owner, Breakwater Towers Corp. Case number BE 2407039. Notice posted at the property on 1/28/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance, submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 2003 Northwest 62nd Street, 100. Case number BE 240702227. Owner, Capital Cypress LLC. Notice posted at the property on 1/24/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 2120 North Ocean Boulevard. I'm on page 19, sorry.
Thank you.
Page 19. Property address 2120 North Ocean Boulevard, Common. Case number BE 2408038. Owner, The Palms 2100 Master Association, Inc. Notice posted at the property on 1/31/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 20, property address 3100 Northwest 56th Street. Owner, Fort Lauderdale Hotel Corp. In care of Property Tax Administrator. Case number BE 240703668. Notice posted at the property on 1/24/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 6001 Northwest 6th Way. Owner, BRE/ESA-FL Properties LLC. In care of Extended Stay Property Tax 1563. Case number BE 240703551. Notice posted at the property on 1/17/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is requesting 180-day extension for the owner to complete the repairs and submit a new report or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 21, property address 6221 Northwest 9th Ave. Owner, Sauter Properties LLC. Case number BE 240703550. Notice posted at the property on 1/24/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 3/6/25.
Chief Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been completed. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 22, property address 6131 1121 Mango Isle. Owner, Domain LLC. Case number BE 2406050. This case was first heard on 10/17/24 to comply by 1/16/25. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 23, property address 2121 West Prospect Road. Owner, Hyperion Communications of FL. Case number CE 17120868. This case was first heard on 3/1/18 to comply by 4/12/18. One section complied at $50. The city is requesting to abate fines of $950.
So ordered.
Property address 3010 Holiday Drive. Owner, Harbor Beach Residences, LLC. Case number CE 1810207. This case was first heard on 1/15/2019 to comply by 2/26/2019. One section complied at $50. The city is requesting to abate all fines, a total of $18,450.
So ordered.
Page 24, property address 2741 Northeast 56th Court. Owner, Tammy and Stuart Kaufman. Case number BE 24080336. This case was first heard on 10/17/24 to comply by 12/19/24. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines $850. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $808.
So ordered.
Page 25, property address 401 Northeast 14th Ave. Owner, DCL 401 LLC. Case number BE 2312015. This case was first heard on 7/18/24 to comply by 10/17/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $7,650, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
One moment. At the bottom of page 25, property address 1202 Northeast 3rd Ave, case number BE 24040094. Owner, Bill George Arvantes Papas, and all others. This case was first heard on 10/17/24 to comply by 1/16/25. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting a 63-day extension.
Okay, so say the fines and grant an extension?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
ordered.
Page 26, property address 2300 Northeast 53rd Street. Owner, Gary R. Clark. Case number CE 11111798. This case was first heard on 6/7/2012 to comply by 7/5/2012. One section complied at $25. Total accrued fines, $7,150. The city is requesting to abate all fines.
So ordered.
Page 27, property address 560 Bayshore Drive. Owner, Bayshore Embassy Condo, Inc. Case number CE 14090770. This case was first heard on 3/5/15 to comply by 4/16/15. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines, $151,200. The city is requesting to abate all fines.
So ordered.
Property address 1605 Southwest 13th Court. Owner, James Nathaniel Glover. Case number CE 19081128. This case was first heard on 2/11/20 to comply by 8/11/20. One section complied at $50. The city is requesting to abate all fines, a total of $4,750.
So ordered.
Property address 1800 Southeast 7th Street. Case number CE 14091208. Owner, Terry L. Schultz, Francis III Pape. This case was first heard on 3/5/15 to comply by 4/16/15. One section complied at $50. The city is requesting to abate all fines.
So ordered.
Page 28, property address 2415 Southwest 18th Court. Owner, Sardis Canella and Alice Akehart. Case number CE 18041390. This case was first heard on 11/19/2018 to comply by 11/29/2018. One section complied at $50. The city is requesting to abate all fines.
So ordered.
Property address 2500 West Broad Boulevard, owner Riverbend WM LLC, case number CE 19042513. This case was first heard on 9/10/2019 to comply by 10/22/2019. One section complied at $50. The city is requested to abate all fines.
So ordered.
Property address 3100 North Ocean Boulevard, number 701, case number CE 15092026, owner Robert A. Yolis, Irrevocable Spousal Trust, Robert A. and Carol Yolis. This case was first heard on 4/21/16 to comply by 6/2/16. One section complied at $50. The city is requested to abate all fines.
So ordered.
Page 29, property address 3115 Northeast 32nd Ave, owner PDKNP-4 LLC, case number CE 150-11419. This case was first heard on 12/17/15 to comply by 1/28/16. One section complied at $150. The city is requesting to abate all fines.
So ordered.
Property address 3470 Jackson Boulevard, owner Paulette Petit, Walter Cholt. Case number BE 2407045. This case was first heard on 11/21/24 to comply by 1/2/25. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose fines of $3,800, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Property address 3937 Davie Boulevard, owner Maria Teresa Dominguez, case number CE 151000069. This case was first heard on 1/21/16 to comply by 3/3/16. One section complied at $150. The city is requesting to abate all fines.
So ordered.
Page 30, property address 720 Isle of Palms Drive, case number BE 2311041. Owner Lisa M. Quarterman. This case was first heard on 6/20/24 to comply by 8/22/24. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,900, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 31, property address 817 Southeast 12th Court, owner 12th Court Townhouses Condo Association, case number BE 230700049. This case was first heard on 1/18/24 to comply by 2/29/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $14,600. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative cost of $1,275.
So ordered.
Property address 1240 Northeast 13th Ave, owner 1240 Northeast 13th Avenue LLC, case number BE 230900306. This case was first heard on 4/18/24 to comply by 5/30/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose fines of $11,000, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Okay. Yeah, we heard that one already. Yeah. Can we do that? I'm sorry. The case at the top of page 32, we heard that earlier, but the inspector, I guess he checked the records, and he said that the case is in compliance, and he wants to reduce the fines.
Okay. Where's the inspector?
He left. Can we present it on his behalf?
Can we what?
We can present it on his behalf. We just want to say that it's comply and reduce the fines. Okay. So case number BE 230900233, property address 1935 Southwest 5th Place, 1-8. Owner Liat Investments LLC. This case was first heard on 4/18/24 to comply by 5/30/24. One section complied. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
Well, procedurally, we'd have to amend the magistrate's prior order because this gentleman was here but did not timely submit his compliance. So subsequent to the hearing, he must have submitted that, which was reviewed by the chief inspector. And so I guess we'd request that Your Honor amend the order accordingly.
Okay, so I'll amend the order that I said that I entered into earlier today or this morning, and I will now only order that the violator pay $1,275 administrative cost.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Going down on page 32 to property address 3598 West Prospect Road, owner Universal Property and Casualty Insurance Company, case number BE 2308-0100. This case was first heard on 1/18/24 to comply by 2/29/24. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $19,300. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
So order.
Page 33, property address 5080 North State Road 7, owner Partners Preferred Yield Limited Department, PTFL 23104, case number BE 2308-0101. This case was first heard on 1/18/24 to comply by 2/29/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $18,200. The city is requesting to vacate the order imposing fine from 5/23/24 and reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
And Your Honor, that concludes all of our cases. We will have all the cases that are listed on page 35 into the record as withdrawn, closed, or rescheduled.
Okay, so ordered.
This concludes our March 20th, 2025 special magistrate hearing for the Building Division.